massive breakthrough.
Hello, I'm Tracy Pa with the Midday News. Madang Art Manias is a group of Madang-based artists on a mission to put their palettes to use in an initiative called Yumi Coloring Madang to bring about change and a vibrant look to the province, with Madang being given a negative name tag over the years and with the ongoing political adversities in the province. This initiative seeks to shift the perspective of visitors towards seeing the beauty which lies within Madang town. Their leader, Robert Banassi, a well-known painter in the country, shares his experiences and knowledge gained from travels abroad to empower and enhance painting skills to his members. This group of artists can be seen outside of the Madang Resort Hotel with the paintings and carvings for tourists and the general public to purchase. The initial idea came about when a couple asked them to paint their residential wall with specific artwork. These has sparked community interest and became a recreational activity for them as well. They have already identified areas of interest and have set a target of 10 locations to approach for permission before they can begin their mission. Their aim is to paint murals of history and culture anywhere within the Ward 2 area on the blank walls of residences, public and private buildings with permission from owners.
So the initiative in itself, Yumi Coloring Madang, it's basically made up of visual artists, all manggis. We also paint in Celo Madang, and me plus tati in Celo Ward 2 area, in Celo Madang Eben, Kalibobo area. Suppose you come visit Madang, please spend him some time around Kalibobo, have a look at the murals, admire them, take a photo, tag your friends and tell them these are the new murals underneath the Yumi Coloring Madang initiative.
It is not only to beautify the town, but also to rekindle dying cultures and traditional knowledge within communities and the younger generation. The main challenge for them at the moment is financial backing in terms of sourcing paints, brushes, refreshment and other logistics which they may require to bring this idea into life. The support came through individuals, friends and private organizations which they have established relations with. There are also other initiatives and painting programs which they would like to start and have kids, youths and adults get involved in. Despite the many challenges, they believe they will accomplish the Yumi Coloring Madang initiative just as they have done for so many other charitable causes they have been involved in. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News. Assistant Police Commissioner for NCD Central, Peter Guinness, told police investigators to step up and improve on their investigative skills. Guinness issued this warning following reports of the high number of cases being thrown out of the courts because police investigators are submitting incomplete files. Guinness attributed this to the behavior of most police office investigators who receive bribery and deliberately didn't work on cases. The ACP warned these police officers that if they are caught in the act of practicing bribery, they will be arrested and charged accordingly.
The number of cases thrown out of court due to failure on the part of police is truly ridiculous. Police personnel are deliberately allowing the cases to fall because of bribery and corruption. If you are doing it, I must warn you to stop now.
Member for North Fly James Donald is calling for the immediate resignation of the Minister for Administrative Services, Richard Masare, for failure to properly coordinate and lead the 2024 census amidst other unanswered questions regarding the 17 million kina tablet contract. Donald said it is the second week of August and past the original deadline of June 30th. Kina Bank's Banking Operations Department recently visited the Port Moresby General Hospital's cancer ward and donated toys, beddings, water bottles and merchandise items to the children at the ward. Hayufi Fari, Kina Bank's senior manager for banking operations, explained that they chose the children's cancer ward after learning it was the least visited ward in the hospital. When the staff visited the ward, there were 11 children along with their parents. Sister Lucy Hoda, the nurse in charge, said the children in the ward undergo numerous treatments. Some have been at the ward staying there for nearly 2 years. She said they do not often have visitors, so when they do, it means the world to them. In regional news, from people living in tents to couples with full-time jobs, food relief charities say the number of people coming to them for help continues to grow. In Adelaide, one organization is opening the city's first free supermarket, offering fresh produce, pantry items and cooked meals rescued from local businesses to those struggling to pay their grocery bills.
Of living crisis.
And would you like some fresh salmon?
Myself and my partner are living in a tent at the moment down at Central Caravan Park. It's been a bit hard, but things like this, when we're on low incomes, really help out a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Here in Adelaide's inner west, fresh fruit and vegetables, meat and an array of pantry staples are available for free.
I'll be honest with you, unfortunately we woke up this morning in the caravan park and some people had broken in and stole some of the meals I'd already pre-made.
For Max, who lives with Down syndrome, it means better access to nutritious produce.
We're really excited, aren't we, Max? Our clients have a very low income, so they mainly live off a disability support pension, and this just gives them opportunity and access to meals that wouldn't always be available for them.
It's the first free supermarket in Adelaide, where food that would have otherwise gone to waste has been rescued from the supply chain and made available for people in need. Charities like Oz Harvest say they're experiencing more demand than ever before, with people across the country struggling to put food on the table.
In my 20 years of running Oz Harvest, I have never seen the demand as great.
The supermarket will be open during the day twice a week, but also one evening a week to support Oz Harvest's newest cohort of people seeking food assistance, full-time workers.
Couples that are holding down full-time jobs but are just struggling to pay rent, pay the bills, so allow them to go to work, come here afterwards and get some food.
It follows the same model as a free supermarket set up in Sydney, where customers have increased from 150 to 500 a day.
We deliver the equivalent of 500,000 meals a week out into the community, and it's not enough.
Nonetheless, a welcome initiative in a time where so many are doing it tough.
Palau's President Surangil Whips Jr. nominated petition for re-election was filed on Monday, 5th August at Palau's Election Commission. Since Whips is currently of Highlands, his petition was filed by his family and supporters on his behalf. In signing the petition,
We vow our strong support and believe in our President, Suwangal Whips Jr., to continue to lead our country for another 4 years so that security and prosperity for all our people, their families and their children are secured, says co-chairman of the A Court Hay Richard Lee Bellu Committee to re-elected President SWG Connie Israel. Given that there was only 2 candidates in the presidential race, there will be no primary election. Voters will select a president in the general election schedule for 5th November. This upcoming election will be the second time Palauian voters will choose between whips and women Gesu in the general election ballot. In the last presidential election between these same 2 candidates in 2016, Whips got 4,865 votes to Remangusu 5,129, a difference of 264 votes. 3 plants and a whale species have been recommended for removal from Tasmania's endangered species list. The potential delisting is the result of decades of research and conservation work.
Until about a decade ago, rabbits and rodents had driven some plant species on sub-Antarctic Macquarie Island to the brink. A major environmental effort has turned that around.
The Macquarie Island Pest Eradication Project was at the time the largest island eradication project attempted in the world.
2 plants found on the island, the Cook's tussock grass and the prickly shield fern, have recovered enough that scientists want to remove them from Tasmania's endangered species list.
This is a really substantial outcome from that work that's happened on Macquarie Island.
A 3rd plant, the shade plantain, found on mainland Tasmania, is also recommended for delisting.
Which is a native herb, perennial herb, and it has been removed because it's actually found to be pretty robust.
As are humpback whales, which were removed from the National Threatened Species list 2 years ago.
We have the western and the eastern population. Combined, they're both well and truly in excess of 40,000, and they're continuing to recover at the highest rate possible.
Scientists say these successes don't mean conservation efforts are no longer needed. They're urging continued monitoring to make sure these species keep thriving.
Back home, member for Northfly James Donald is calling for the immediate resignation of the Minister for Administrative Services, Richard Masare, for failure to properly coordinate and lead the 2024 census. Amidst other unanswered questions regarding the 17 million Kina tablet contract, Donald said it is the 2nd week of August and past the original deadline of June 30th.
Member for Northfly James Donald has called for the resignation of the minister responsible for the national census, Richard Masere, over issues that have delayed the national census, including delayed trainings of enumerators, unpaid allowances, and a lack of resources in collecting data. Donald said the biggest concern of all is the payment of 17 million kina for the 22,000 tablets for census officers to utilize during counting. Masere has defended himself, categorically rejecting Donald's calls for his resignation and other allegations he describes as baseless. He said the National Statistical Office has been the primary government agency responsible for planning, preparing and executing the 2024 census process, while his ministry is responsible for the funding. He explained that the 17 million allocated was for procurement of various ICT devices essential to the census project and not just tablets. He said the actual cost of the 22,000 tablets procured by the NSO was 7.59 million kina. On July 30th, 2024, Minister Masere issued a statement illustrating confidence in getting the census completed by August 24, with population figures to be made public by the 30th. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
In sports, the Highlands Momasa Regional Athletics Championships in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province concluded on Sunday on a high note. The 58th Athletics Regional Championship hosted athletes from around the country who participated in both track and field events.
The 15th PNGA Highlands Momase Regional Championship, which started on Friday 9th August, attracted athletes from all across the country. Athletes traveled in for the championship from as far as East Sepik Province and a lone athlete from the autonomous region of Bougainville. Team Eastern Britain didn't make the tournament due to flight cancellations. Team NCD Athletics PNG from the Highlands provinces, including Morobe, also showed up for the championship. Goroka Technical College for the first time participated in the tournament, with Ungai Bena district fielded a team of its own. 5 primary schools in Goroka district and Team Athletics Development Program from NSI were among the home teams. Athletes participated in both track and field events. For the track events, the athletes only participated in the 100 and 200 meter races. They also competed in the 4x4 and 4x100 relays. The field events concluded with shot put, long jump and javelin. The Athletics Championship is now into its 5th year running, with the next tournament scheduled to be held in Port Moresby, then to the New Guinea Islands before returning to Port Moresby in December for the National Championship to round up the year for athletics. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The embassy in Suva, in partnership with Basketball Fiji, is proud to announce that 2 star players from the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters, Will Bullard and Charlie George, will embark on a sports diplomacy tour through Fiji and Nauru. As part of their tour, the Globetrotters will hold a special public event at the Yatsen School on Friday, 16th August. The Harlem Globetrotters, an American exhibition basketball team, have entertained millions worldwide with their unique blend of athleticism, comedy, and theater. The team has become an iconic symbol of basketball excellence and showmanship, known for their creative ball handling skills, trick shots, and engaging audience participation. Over the decades, the Globetrotters have played more than 26,000 exhibition games in 121 countries and territories, often serving as ambassadors of goodwill. And that ends our news update for today. Join us at 6 tonight for news and sports. Goodbye.